Welcome to the farm where
Every seed sown has a story to tell.
last year and this year I harvested my pumpkins, and to my surprise, some didn't have any seeds at all. I knew it might be due to something called Parthenocarpy, but I wanted to dig a little deeper into how and why this happens. Let's explore together what this means for your farm and how it can impact your harvest.
So, what is Parthenocarpy anyway? The term comes from two Greek words, parthenos meaning virgin and karpos which means fruit. Before I define Parthenocarpy, I would like to give an example, but it is only meant for educational purposes and not to interfere with anyone's religion.
Okay, think of Parthenocarpy as a miracle in the plant world, much like the virgin birth of Jesus. In this miraculous event, Mary gives birth to Jesus without a typical human conception. Similarly, in Parthenocarpy, the plant produces fruit, something new without the usual fertilization process. Just like Mary symbolizes purity and receptiveness to creation, the flower or ovule in Parthenocarpy holds the potential for a new life without fertilization. Unlike the birth of Jesus, the fruit that appears is a symbol of something extraordinary, a creation that defies conventional biological expectations.
By relating Parthenocarpy to the symbolic story of Mary and Jesus, we see how both represent creation without the usual conditions. Whether it's the virgin birth or fruit production without fertilization, it is a beautiful example of nature offering its own version of miracles. The concept of Parthenocarpy was first scientifically introduced back in 1902 by Fritz Knoll, a German botanist, and later clarified by Winkler in 1908. Essentially, Parthenocarpy refers to the natural or artificially induced production of fruit without the fertilization of ovules. A plant is known to be Parthenocarpic plant when its fruits are completely devoid of seeds, or it contains a minute number of seeds. When seeds are aborted after fertilization while they are still small, that is known as Stenospermocarpy. In natural Parthenocarpy, there is no special treatment needed. The fruit just grows seedless because there is no pollination or fertilization occurring. On the other hand, induced Parthenocarpy involves giving flowers a bit of extra help, using things like water extracts of pollen, plant hormones like auxin and gibberellins, or even through breeding techniques. Let's get back to my pumpkins. There could be a few reasons, and I think it might be a mix of things. Usually, pumpkins rely on pollinators like bees to help fertilize their flowers. If my plants didn't get enough bee action, it might have caused Parthenocarpic fruit to develop, resulting in pumpkins without seeds. Weather can also play a role. Extreme conditions like fluctuating temperatures or drought might disrupt pollination or lead to the plants producing fruit without seeds altogether. Another possibility? The type of pumpkin I planted. I'm not entirely sure what variety it is since my dad gave me the seeds. Some pumpkin varieties are actually bred to be seedless or have fewer seeds, so that might explain the seedless fruit in my case. Now that we understand Parthenocarpy, let's talk about what it means for us farmers. Producing seedless fruits, especially in cucurbits like pumpkins, watermelons, and cucumbers, can be really beneficial. Seedless fruits tend to have more flesh, which can be nutritious and appealing. Lots of people enjoy eating seedless fruits, so if you're selling your produce, this can be a great selling point, especially for things like watermelon and pumpkins. Sometimes Parthenocarpic fruits can mature faster since they don't have to wait for pollination. If the plant isn't producing seeds, you won't be able to save them for next year's crop. That can be a bit bummer if you're looking to preserve your favorites for the future. Seed production is a tough job in Parthenocarpic plants, hence it needs expert knowledge and sometimes not economically profitable. Sometimes the fruits can end up looking a bit odd or not ideal for the market. They might have texture that some people find less appealing. If Parthenocarpy happens due to environmental stresses or a lack of pollination, it might mean your growing conditions aren't quite right. So while you might get fruit, it could be inconsistent. Well, there are a few things you can try to manage or prevent Parthenocarpy from happening. Make sure your garden has plenty of pollinators, bees, butterflies, and other insects. You can plant pollinator-friendly flowers or crops such as spider plant or Saga Kiswahili to attract more pollinators in the farm. Also, keep an eye on your plant's growing conditions, especially the weather. If you are facing temperature extremes, try providing some shade. Lastly, if you are growing pumpkins or any other fruit that you want to harvest with seeds, make sure you choose a variety that is known for producing seeded fruits. Some hybrids are designed specifically to produce seedless fruits, so check the variety before planting.
Even though I got seedless pumpkins, it's been a valuable learning experience. Parthenocarpy may seem strange at first, but it's just nature's way of adapting, whether you are growing for personal use or commercial purposes. Understanding how Parthenocarpy works can help you make better choices for future crops. So next time you notice a fruit without seeds, you'll know exactly what's going on. Thanks for watching. If you've had experiences with seedless fruit or Parthenocarpy, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more gardening tips and farming stories. See you in the next video.